live stream where nothing is working as usual. But hey, we got some Batwoman news, and it looks like she might have been fired. Hello, everyone. I am still... Where is it? Becca Random 42. Still the one, still the only, still your favorite YouTube harpy. We got some Batwoman news to talk about today. And click the notification bell. I do live stream randomly, and usually when things work, the stuff pops up in the videos. We do clip them in the streams. But hey, I'm going to do my best to just read it instead of being interrupted by the super chat stuff, because who knows, some people might complain, some people might not. Let's just get into this Ruby Rose article. That is the wrong one because, yay, that is how my day is going. Ruby Rose's Batwoman exit described as not 100% her decision. So, that means it's a mutual thing. That's like a, hey, I want to quit. And they're like, good, we want to fire you. Let's figure out how to do this in a very beneficial way to both of us, so neither of us are trashing each other. It seems like a mutual breakup. So I don't know if she just was unhappy on set, if she couldn't keep up with the work physically, because let's face it, we've already done videos on this and theorized that possibly not eating enough protein, having a diet that doesn't really consist of a lot of muscle building protein to do these stunts, to do all this stuff, might have contributed to some of that. Not only cutting completely, dairy out of her diet completely might not really help to build bones and with your bone density. I'm not a doctor, but we've done videos on this channel. We've talked about that many times. Ruby Rose's exit described as not 100% her decision. Well, I can kind of add a little bit to this before we get into the article. From what I know about television and movies, they will contract an actor to a specific number of seasons for a show, especially if you're the lead, especially if you're the title character in a thing. I would not doubt she had a 5-season contract because that tends to be standard. Sometimes they're 3, sometimes they're 7, but it's usually around 5 because 5 seems to be the magic number of going into syndication. I think sometimes you can go as low as 3 seasons for syndication, but whatever. They want to hold on to an actress because they're not going to spend all that time and money training somebody, promoting somebody, doing all these things if they're just going to let them go right away, or if they're just going to have to recast the next year. So they want to lock an actor in for a while. John J. Peterson, $2 super chat. I'm done with Star Trek. They can do what they want. Also, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. I'm also really, really tired of Star Trek lately, but Batwoman is, this is fun. Let's see. Ruby Rose's departure from Batwoman was not just her decision and should be viewed as more of a mutual breakup. This is according to CBR. I've seen this on Yahoo News. I've seen this story from countless sources, as well as a source I do know in the whole Toronto filming community, especially somebody who does work with this stuff. And yeah, this person has said they might actually agree to let her out of her contract. That's the thing. All these studios tend to hold the cards with these contracts. And let's face it, we've got these actors like Alden Ehrenreich still on retainer for the whole 3 solo movies that are never happening. So we know that's not going to happen. They're never going to make 3 Han Solo movies with Alden Ehrenreich. Looks like there may have been some trouble in the Batcave. TV Line is reporting that Ruby Rose's decision to leave Batwoman should be viewed less as an individual choice and more as a mutual breakup. Wilson the Coconut subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing. Now the things are popping up and working. Hooray! Please work. Please work. They're still not working, but the subs are popping up at least. So thank you so much for subscribing. Jiggles for subs, always. It wasn't 100% her decision, said a source who's close to the show. It was a breakup. She wasn't happy working on the show, and did that make her fun to work with? No. So everyone decided it would be in the best interest of the show, and for all concerned, if they parted ways. It just wasn't a good fit. According to the source, Rose had trouble adjusting to Vancouver, the city where the show films, and was not used to the long hours that the lead role of a TV drama requires. While she did have a short stint on Orange is the New Black, Batwoman was her first full-time TV credit. Like I said, maybe her diet might have had something to contribute to not having the energy required for these very, very physically demanding roles. Maybe she just didn't want to put on a bat suit all the time and she didn't feel comfortable in it. Maybe she couldn't breathe. Maybe it was too hot, too heavy, whatever. We don't know specifically 100% for sure, but I have definitely been in situations where you have upper management coming up to you and saying, hey, are you happy here? Do you want to leave? Do you want to go? That might have been the case here. That really might have been something that happened. Rose announced her sudden departure from the CW drama last night, just days after the series concluded its freshman run. The role will be cast, allegedly, and the show is expected to return in January 2021. How are they going to film it right now? Seriously, how are they going to actually film this? There's no way they can possibly film this right now. Nobody can be within 6 feet of each other. I don't know if the show's even going to be able to come back. Like, they might have to do something where they just postpone it indefinitely. Because here's the thing. It is a big chore to not only recast, but then you've got to do all this promotional material. You've got to get the photography ready to go. You've got to get the articles out. You've got to get the press releases out. How are they casting people other than via Skype and Google is it Google Hangouts anymore? I don't know. That's what she gets for stealing Batman's stuff, Andrew Helm says. What else are you guys saying? Not indoctrinated enough, Morbi Fury says. Well, that's the other thing. She got a lot of backlash when the very community that they're trying to pander to, the alphabet community, me, the people who like to use the letters of the alphabet to describe orientation for things, like the bat giggity stuff. That stuff, those people, they like to pander to that crowd, and she got a lot of backlash for not being L enough, right? For not being 100% all the way part of that community on board before being just the B in the alphabet and not having enough female partners or whatever in her history. She wasn't very well received from the very community who they're trying to pander to. I didn't have a problem with her. I kind of like her look. I think she's fun enough. I don't think she's that great of an actress. That's, but how many of these people on CW TV shows are that great of actors? Seriously. I mean, this is the CW. They're kind of going and scraping the bottom of the barrel for not only actors but writing talent, production talent. I mean, look at what shows we're getting. We're not getting anything that great or interesting. So I would not be surprised if this was actually a mutual sort of breakup. Legendary Super Saiyan E-Rock, 199 Super Chat. I hope this doo-doo trash show never comes back. Well, thank you so much. I was only watching it out of the morbid curiosity of how bad it could possibly be. And, let's face it, it's not nearly as bad as like Star Trek Discovery or Star Trek Picard or any of those shows. It wasn't nearly as bad as Doctor Who. It wasn't as bad as a lot of the shows that we actually have to watch here on this channel just to criticize. That's basically all they're there for anymore. They're not for entertainment purposes. They're just there for shows to pick apart so you can say, hey, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And they're only there to really get clicks and to get Twitter impressions and to get the parrot analytics. That's how these shows are designed for. They're designed to basically troll a reaction out of the audience. And it's really sad that in this day and age, a lot of these shows like Batwoman or Star Trek or any of those are really designed to troll. So we have a short... laughing my way through it. That's how I've been. Who would I cast in the role? I don't know. Who is a very, very, very emaciated, rail-thin woman that they would have to, not re-alter the costume for? That's another thing, because they got to refit everybody. They got to basically redo. This is why I'm thinking that this might not come back so quickly. I don't think they can just turn around and recast her unless they had something in the pipeline months and months and months ago, and she wasn't allowed to say anything until now. That could definitely be a possibility, too. It might have been something where they knew she wasn't going to work out. She knew she wasn't going to be working. They might have been something from even last year back during Comic-Con where they said, okay, well, finish out this season, do all these reshoots. They were doing the reshoots, and that's why she canceled Comic-Con as well, or all of the production canceled Comic-Con, allegedly anyway. That's the official story. They could have just canceled it from last year because they didn't want any backlash. They didn't want any backlash from it, because that's what a lot of these shows are. They just do things intentionally to troll us. Justin Bieber, Brie Larson. You think Captain People would be a good one? I don't know. Brie Larson seems a little bit very much a Twitter darling. People on Twitter seem to love her. But I don't know. Brie kind of seems like she just needs attention.
To give attention to what is near you is to become an expert on your environment. And who doesn't want to be an expert on something?
Yeah. What Brie said. So, you know, let's face it. If this comes back, it's going to be another one of these sort of clickbaity shows, like all of the Star Treks. And you know what? I don't even think all the Star Treks are coming back, to be perfectly honest. But hey, they might. I mean, who knows? We're supposedly getting a new Pike series too.
Coming to CBS All Access. From the makers of Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard,
Sheer fucking hubris,
and Short Treks. Comes a new series that's more of the same old, same old. Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Coming to CBS All Access, if it still exists.
So yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am going back to my live stream chat. Don't you guys go anywhere. This will be heavily edited to edit out all of my flubs because my caffeine is not working to my brain just yet.